Hello, my name is Dorian Wilson, Program Coordinator at Amplify. Welcome to the video series where we highlight exceptional Amplify teachers, get to know them as educators, and find out what they are grateful for. Today, we are talking to Pedro Garcia. Pedro, tell us where you're from and a little bit about yourself.
Hi, thank you so much, Darren. I really appreciate your time. Yes, my name is Pedro Garcia. I'm a teacher at Carruthers, California, or I teach in Carruthers, California. The school that I work at is Alvina Elementary Charter School. We're a small, Title I school out in the country. I have been teaching for about 5 years now. I've been working with Amplify since I took this assignment here at Alvina. So I have about 4.5 years of experience with the program. At the same time, I just recently, last year, just finished my master's program, specialization in educational technology. So I'm very excited about that. And so, using this program and really utilizing my skills that I've developed and learned over a period of time, putting it all together has been a huge success for my students and really keeping them engaged with everything that we do. So I'm very excited for this opportunity. So thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No, thank you for being here. And that's really cool. The one thing we have in common is that I also have a master's in educational technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. So go us, right?
Yeah.
So let's then talk about what teaching abilities you have that you're thankful for.
Okay, so one of my abilities that I have is that I love to give my students an opportunity to correct their mistakes. My philosophy is that the best way to learn is by making an attempt to learn something and failing in the process. I know what you're thinking is like, how can this educator be talking this way? Well, it's simple. Failure is not necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
What we need to remember is that life is one long journey of learning. In other words, when we're not able to complete or get something right away, it's our first attempt in learning. That is what failure means. It means that we don't have the experience yet to grow from an opportunity that was placed in front of us. As an educator, I have the pleasure and honor to work with other people's most precious beings in the universe. I take that very seriously. And I want to do my very best each and every day to help them and to provide them with multiple opportunities to be successful. As I tell my students, we all have our own definition of success. That's the beauty of life. For some, it may be being able to get straight A's or that high score, possibly on a school assignment. For some, it can be learning how to resolve conflicts or even learn how to self-regulate one's emotions. This is my skill. Yeah, thank you. That is my skill that I'm most thankful for, is that I thank God for granting me this ability to learn about the diverse needs of every student I have the pleasure of working with in room 10 and allowing them to learn about themselves and how they can be a possible contributor to the world around them.
I think that is the most wonderful thing I've heard all day. And thank you for sharing that and having that vision to help kids see that it's okay to fail and that failure is a part of it. So thank you for that. So what do you think is the difference in your teaching now than before you started using Amplify products?
Oh, man. From my first teaching experience, Amplify has evolved the way that I teach English language arts. Let me tell you, it's just that from the way that the curriculum helps to deliver excerpts in an engaging way to how it helps guide students to learn the proper techniques, when writing academic essays. Amplify has done a phenomenal job with implementing UDL strategies and always keeping students engaged throughout the lessons. Also, I really like how they implement audio recordings and guided questions.
Yeah.
That makes a world of difference. Not to mention how the curriculum provides a variety of different ways to create brainstorming activities and strategies as students begin to explore challenging reading content, as well as those topics, especially right now, because I teach 8th grade and I left that out in the beginning. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
I teach 8th grade.
World.
So with us right now, sorry.
You say it whenever.
With us right now, we just got into our Benjamin Franklin unit, the 8B unit, and that's a challenging topic for our students, because the language is like Old English and really trying to dive in what the author Isaacson is trying to say within words. And so they teach us some strategies on what the students use and how we can use that as a group so that the students, can be more engaged in the lesson, but not to mention to understand what it is that they're reading and truly grasp the content and the ideas behind it. So, the curriculum, like I said, it's very impressive, and I'm very excited to use it in my classroom each year. And then don't even get me started with the teacher aspect of things, because, oh my goodness, it makes life so much easier. Not to mention that it captures so much important data. They've done a really phenomenal job with providing teachers with helpful resources and tools, and really highlighting the importance of feedback. And I think that's huge, giving us that opportunity in that workspace to provide, on the spot reflection, whether it's, over the computer, typing in feedback and using, other tools, as well as using over the shoulder conferences and all those really cool things, so that classwork tab is amazing.
Oh, I'm glad that it's worked out. So you mentioned what school you were in and that you taught the 8th grade, but are there any school relationships that you have there that you're grateful for?
Oh, most definitely. The school relationships that I'm thankful for are my students, of course, my colleagues, and my district leaders. I'm very thankful for the leadership and consistent support from the administration and my colleagues. Unlike most school districts, we're very small and we only have one teacher assigned per grade level, though it can be challenging at times to provide feedback to one another because, such the wide range of age groups, learning styles, and, all the Common Core standards among the grade levels and the grade spans, it's really hard. But our team here at Elvina is extremely supportive of one another and always puts the needs of our students first. And that's the most important thing, because we're here for the kids and to help them. And so I am truly honored to be part of such a wonderful and amazing team here at Elvina Elementary Charter School.
So who's a teacher or mentor whose sound advice you still channel to this day?
So this is a real touchy subject for me, but I am going to share. The reason why is because this individual has made a huge impact for me. But one of my greatest mentors that I would have to say was one of my football coaches from my childhood back in the day. Yeah. And by the name of Rod Lucas. He was an inspiration to me and my teammates. He could get the best out of anyone he came across. He enjoyed helping others and believed everyone deserves a chance. Even though he is no longer with us, he will forever be part of my life. I will never forget the impact that he had on me at such an early stage in my life and how he was able to motivate me. Though I was not the biggest or strongest, he never gave up on me and gave me a chance to play defense as a starter when no one else would. He helped me to find myself, and he taught me that I can do anything that I put my mind to. I don't have to be the biggest, the smartest, the strongest, but as long as I put everything I have into what I want in life, I can do it, no matter how hard things can get. I learned a lot of life lessons when I played for Coach Rod. He was an amazing man and mentor. He was a deputy sheriff in Fresno County, deputy, and so he was killed in action, but he had a huge impact on me. Till this day, in fact, I will never forget the quote that he shared with my teammates and I back in the day. He said, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog," meaning that as long as you have heart, determination, and drive to do something, you can do it. No matter what abilities or skills others may have, as long as you have the fire in your heart to achieve your goal, you can do it. You will do it. That is the fire that I try to ignite in my students. And I do my very best to help them not only discover who they are, but to instill in them that as long as they have their heart and desire to accomplish something, they can do it no matter the odds. Like Coach Rod used to say, I don't just preach it, I live it. And that's what I do. I don't just try to share the message with my students and talk about it, but I live it each day.
Oh, and I think that's a wonderful thing. And first, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm also happy and grateful that you got so much from him. So that's a wonderful thing. So here is the biggest question that I think that I can ask you. Are you ready for it?
Yes, go for it.
All right.
Hopefully. No.
What do you love about teaching?
Oh, man. Yeah, you weren't kidding. That is a good one. Oh, man. Let me think. I think, the true question is, what don't I love about teaching? I mean, I love everything about my profession. Yes, there are some instances when things get challenging, but there are more victories than defeats. I mean, meaning when I get to see my students succeed or have that aha moment, it gives me a sense of accomplishment. It's not to mention I'm a firm believer that my students' success, to see them succeed, that's my success. Absolutely. So their success is my success. And also, I love the fact that I'm the 8th grade teacher at my school. I am their last stop before the new culture shock of high school.
Oh man.
Oh man, this is the last stop. Boy, or else nowhere near. And I truly enjoy the opportunity I have to help prepare my students for the next chapter, of adolescence, high school. Equally as important, I love the fact that I get a front row seat of their development, both academically and social emotionally. I would say that my number one reason I do the things that I do is to help reach a child and help them to develop self-confidence and motivation to do well in anything that they set out to do.
Oh, that was beautiful. I mean, if I were in 8th grade, I'd be like, can I go to Mr. Garcia's class? Me. And they're like, but he's the only 8th grade teacher. Well, yes. So is that a yes or a no? Right? I think that you're amazing. Thank you, Pedro, for talking with us today and sharing all the things that you are thankful for. We here at Amplify look forward to sharing more teacher experiences. And as always, we are grateful for you.